Hi, today it's Friday the 15th of November 2019 and I'm making a video about Red Overtone Moon. That is the 28-day moon cycle that we've just gone into. The Mayan calendars are complex and have different facets to them. I've been learning about them and learning with them, in particular the dream spell and the 13 moon calendar, for 8 years now, just gone into my 9th year. And I learn how to work with them experientially by tuning in every day and seeing, feeling, hearing what it is that I need to learn that particular day. This is I wouldn't say it's a new framework, but it's quite new for most people on the planet in the Western culture who don't necessarily learn from within, very much about learning from outside sources and from reading lots of books, and all of that is absolutely fine as it is. This is just a different way of being, aligning with the galactic calendars and letting them teach us intuitively from source. And the more that you work on an inner level with getting clear about your human story, getting clear of it as well, the more you can download from source, you can channel information. And this comes with a very different style of learning. This is what the calendars are all about, I believe. So today in the Mayan calendar, we are here and we're right in the center of the Zolkin. We're in the center of the spine. And we're the blue column. We're the white within the blue at the moment. And in a few days down here, we'll be going into the blue within the blue, which is Blue Monkey and the Divine Child. So this is akin to our spinal column and Kundalini and all different methodology and awareness around how to get the Kundalini to flow in an unobstructed way, how to get all our chakras to come online and be activated. And this is again key for getting clear as a human being. So in terms of the wave spell, that's where we are, the 260-day wave spell. And because it's 260 days, it changes over time. The next wave spell that we're going into is going to be in Aries sometime, so a very different dynamic to the current one that was started in Cancer on the 13th of July. The next one in Aries is going to be, I haven't actually worked out the dates on this, so I've just done this now, and yeah, again, mind-blowing. 30th of March, which is the day after my son's birthday, and I have lots of Aries, including my lovely partner in my life right now. So really keen, new beginnings, the spring equinox. Just after that, that's when the new spiral will be starting. And it'll be starting in Red Solar Moon, day 24. So the gateway moon of Red Solar Moon at that time. And this is another way of cross-pollinating, if you like, using the Gregorian calendar as well. So we come in with a Mayan sign on the day of our birthday. We don't have that same energy again until we're 52. And if we're lucky to be around that long, 104. that's the crossover point with the Gregorian calendar. In terms of our Mayan moon sign, that is the 30 moon calendar are fixed dates with the Gregorian, and they begin on the 26th of July every year with red magnetic moon, which is in Leo. So if you're a Leo, then you will be an initiator of authenticity and being the beacon of light. That's your feminine sign, an initiator of that energy generally. And that is my moon. I'm a Leo. And so again, a key understanding for what you're here for, what you're here to move, what you're here to work with as a red moon energy. This is our god and goddess self. The planet is Mercury for red moon. And another way that we can cross pollinate these calendars is to understand where the red moons fall in this matrix, because they have a code as well. And it really is endless, the permutations of how you can use this. It's a tool so that you can see your life journey, so that you can know that it is part of a divine story, part of a matrix. And I find this really helps me at times when it's challenging, when my life is challenging, when the world events are challenging. I find this really helps to understand that we are in part of a human evolution story that is dark, very dark at times, is very, very challenging at times, and we're here to keep going and understand, to learn and to expand and create solutions from our healed spaces. So today we have gone into Red Overtone Moon, and this is the 5th moon. So as I said, we started the original 30 moon calendar back on the 26th of July this year. So for the first 28 days, we would be initiating, we would be experiencing what was going to happen for us. And the way I look at that in Leo time, it is all about healing our child self, opening our heart, expanding our heart. And that's it, really. So, you know, just letting go of anything that doesn't feel joyful, and loving and aligning with things that do, more and more. So that's the first 28 days. So if you know what you were doing from the 26th of July onwards, and you keep a diary, or you've got a Facebook page, or you've got an Instagram, or whatever you've got, emails, you know, to see where you were back then, that's what you were initiating. Then in the next 28 days, we've got lunar moon, and so that's a new learning coming in. The next moon after that is alchemy moon, 28 days of working alchemically with moon 1 and moon 2, what came up then, so what you were initiating, what was coming up as new learning, what the shadow energies were. Then we had self-existing moon, and that just completed yesterday, so in Scorpio energy, Libra and Scorpio, that is. And so we've been seeing how we can self-exist, or how we're still codependent with other people, or food, or sugar, or alcohol, or drugs, or people pleasing, or watching films, doing workshops, whatever it is that helps us get through, takes the edge off in some way, but actually isn't serving us now. time to let go of the coping mechanisms so we can align with truth and be healthy, happy human beings. Easy to say, I know, and I know it's not easy to do. So in the process, same as everyone else. So now we come into Red Overtone Moon. So with the fifth moon, we're very much about what we've been working with on the planet up until now. We're now in the sixth moon, evolutionary wise, and sixth sun, I should say. Not the sixth moon, but again, the moon is the aspects, the shadow part, the child and the mother. And so again, it's just seeing how there are lots of different cycles and circles within each other. The fifth day in any wave spell is overtone. So you've got the first 4 days of the structure. So in terms of the moon, the 28-day structures, we've had the first 4, and we can see what our structure is, what we're going to be working with this year, how that relates to the wave spell as well. The 260-day wave spell is, it was initiated in Cancer Sun. And so again, all our issues around mothering and nurturing, and traditionally in the natural zodiac, that's in the 4th house. So all about the home, where our patterns were created, all of that's coming up very big now on the planet, because we've been out of balance with the sacred feminine, we've been out of balance with nurturing and the home and being in touch with cycles. The masculine aspect has overridden that way of being for human beings in most cultures. There's very few places on earth that have remained untouched and in complete purity with their ancient origins. I would be amazed if there is anywhere or anyone in truth that has not had some cross-pollination going on, outside influence, races blending together. So this time is all about that cross-pollination and what it allows to happen, so that we can know that we are all one as human beings and really start to come together, to know that we are all in this together. And in order to do that, we really do have to heal all of our wounding so that we can truly see other people as who they really are, not as a projection of our past stories. It's very difficult to connect to people when we still got wounding going on, because with the best intention in the world, with the best will, it's the energy that creates, it's the story from within that creates. And so there will be blockages there around accepting and being open to what other people have to offer. Because this is what I offer you, this is how our human being body works, it's how our mind works, it's how our amygdala works, and understanding this is so key. So we come to the 5th moon, and for 28 days, so again this is going to run from the 15th of November today till the 12th of December, and if it's your birthday within those dates, then this is what you have for your feminine aspect. This is your mastery code, is really coming into being authentic, being the beacon of light. That's what red moon energy is all about. We've had a 13-year cycle of it from 2006, July the 26th, till 2019, July the 25th, which was all about awakening to that energy, awakening to be the beacon of light. and letting go of all these coping mechanisms, letting go of staying in the old patterns, deciding that it's time for us to heal that in our family by doing our own personal healing. We now go into a 13-year cycle of White Wizard, the moon goddess, Ixchel, and the planets for that are the asteroid belt, which is all between Mars and Jupiter, and where a planet has been destroyed. Again, you can Google that if you want to know more info about the myth. The Arcturus Probe is a really good book by Jose Argelis, and if anybody wants this info, please do get in touch with me. Please message me and I will send you links for this. Yeah, all the myth is there about Meldek and what created the destruction, and how we can use the fragmented parts, the asteroids in our natal chart, to understand and embody new consciousness now, new ways of being, new codes of being, initially intellectually, and then to actually rewire our biochemistry, to rewire our amygdala, so that literally we're making new neural pathways. And that is how we actually embody and change our behaviour, and that is the key. This isn't strictly about what people think anymore. Now, how we think, of course, is very important. This is about how we behave, how we embody what we think, how we act. Often we find that people are at odds with what they think and what they say, with what their actual behaviour is, and particularly in politics. Again, looking at the patterns of that. There's very little authenticity and honesty in our society, mainly because people are afraid to speak their truth because they won't be well liked, and because it means that there will be change in their immediate circle and there will be emotional response on one level. Change is life, though, and we're evolving very quickly now on the planet because the pathology of the planet is extreme now of human beings and what we have created as a race on the planet. So I just watched an amazing film last night and I highly recommend it if you haven't watched it. It's on Netflix at the moment in the UK and USA, and it's called Game Changers, and it's all about plant-based diets. It is the most inspiring film that I've watched on the subject, and it's got the science in there, so please do watch it, and hopefully it will inspire you too. I love sharing things like this. Okay, so we actually finish Red Overtone Moon on Red Planetary Skywalker Day, which is going to be over here. So again, once we come out of the centre, we'll be going into the next 10-day portal. So brace yourself for this one. I will be doing videos about this. This will also be bringing big awareness, because it's got Yellow Seed has 10 portal days, as you can see, for human evolution, and we're coming out of the Zolkin then. So we've gone in, we're now in the middle, and then we'll be coming out to Red Overtone Moon, and we'll be here on Red Planetary Skywalker Day. So we'll actually be able to see the manifestation of our creation of heaven on earth, and how we're doing as a skywalker, how we're doing as that conduit between heaven and earth. This is what it's all about on a personal level, is each human being who's doing this inner work to create change. And in terms of where Red Overtone Moon is in this matrix, okay, so again, Red Moon is the 9th Mayan sign, which means it's the gateway point, okay? All the previous 8 Mayan signs are really key. What the Great Mother is bringing us is Red Dragon, number 1, and the planet is Neptune. This is all about our survival instinct and whether we're getting our survival needs met, whether we're still running a survival story, or whether we're moving beyond that now into being able to thrive. The second Mayan sign is White Wind, which is the new learning coming in on the planet, that we are a human being with a spirit on board. So again, it's the combination of human being and all the DNA and all the story and the avatar that is coming in, however you see that, the spirit coming in to have a human being experience and to evolve humanity. The third sign, the co-creation sign, is Blue Night. Oh, sorry, White Wind, the planet is Uranus. Evolutionary astrology, how we evolve, what is coming to light. Uranus in Taurus at the moment. What is coming to light about how we embody and live our truth? So the third sign is Blue Night, the conscious dreamer, and the planet is Saturn. So in order to be a conscious dreamer, you really need to know what your patterns and your code is so you can consciously work with it. Know thyself. The fourth Mayan sign is Yellow Seed. This is the structure revealing the star seed, free and clear of the coping mechanisms of the ego, the mask. So being able to really launch our starseed self. And the planet is Jupiter. The fifth Mayan sign, the overtone. The mastery is Red Serpent, which is relationship. And the planets are, again, the asteroid belt. Red Serpent is twinned with White Wizard. Now all of these are twinned together. The sixth Mayan sign is White Worldbridger, and that's where we are today, White Solar Worldbridger today. And the planet is Mars, letting go of old worlds today, the gateway. The seventh Mayan sign is Blue Hand, which is shaping our destiny, and the planet is Earth. And the eighth Mayan sign is Yellow Star, being the star that we really are, again knowing our cosmic code, and the planet is Venus. And then also we're literally going through initiation, new learning, co-creation with the universe, the structure of our coping mechanisms, the structure of our true seed nature, how we relate to ourselves and how our Kundalini is flowing, how we come into balance with letting go of the old world so the new one can be embodied, how we do that with Blue Hand, with healing modalities and inner work, again knowing our code, being the star that we really are. And then the gateway point of Red Moon is really waking up to authenticity and being the beacon of light and letting go of any projections, realizing that that's our human being story. And often this is not a place of truth, this is a place of distortion, and mastering that process. So knowing when we can really see somebody truly from a place of clear space and truth, and when we cannot, when we're just simply projecting an old pattern out there. So The planet for red moon is Mercury, and we've got Mercury retrograde at the moment in Scorpio. So again, we're going over old grounds about communication around our intimacy wounding and allowing ourselves death and rebirth with the powerful Scorpio energy of truth. Red moon in essence really is about truth. I mean, it's all about truth, this stuff, but red moon is all about being in a place of truth. So these two are twins together, red moon and white dog, and they both have the planet Mercury. So again, white dog is the epicenter, is the 10th mind sign, and is right in the very center there, which we are coming up to as the end of the white mirror wave spell, is what needs to shift in the ancestral wound so that we can really connect to our soul tribe and Sirius energy. So again, this is really key to Egypt and the Nile and the dog star and the flooding of the Nile every year, and how that has to happen in order to bring fertility in. This is also the 10th house in the natal chart. So enough around going on the Mayan signs. I don't want to go into too much information, but in terms of red moon, we have 13 vibrations. So just to go to where red overtone moon is, as you can see, it's a portal. So this 28-day time is a portal time of human evolution, again, that we're going to. And it goes back to red serpent wave spell. So again, we can cross-pollinate it and use it with the Gregorian calendar. And I'm just checking on the exact day there. Okay, so red serpent wave spell began on the 25th of October. Okay, so 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. So the actual day was the 29th. So this is how you can use it very, very specifically. The 29th of October, what were you doing then? That was the day after Halloween. Where were you? What were you experiencing? This again is the importance of having a journal, and I call it, if you're going to use it as a manual for yourself, a book of shadows. And so you can record key things, key triggers that happen to you. And the focus at this time of year, I would also say the entire time now, because we're in the time of the sixth sun, which is the time of working with all of this shadow story. In particular, at the dark half of the year, when Persephone goes down into the underworld in the way of myth. So she goes down at the autumn equinox and then comes out at the spring equinox. So all of this time in the northern hemisphere in particular, this is where it is dark, and it's time to retreat inward and do this inner journey as to our own personal hell experience, and really releasing all the emotion that's attached to that, so that we can be clear and free, and that we can, most importantly, understand what our ancestral wounding patterns are, how we are living them still in some way, and how to let go of them. And you can't do this with a logical mindset on its own, because that's not how the human being body is wired. The human being body is wired with the emotional system, the fight, flight, or freeze system, and this is what logs the information. So learning how to do this is really key, and this is what I'm passionate about, is sharing these frameworks with people so that people can do this work for themselves and come into self-existing, being emotionally free and clear. And today we have, as I said, Sun in Scorpio still. We are getting to the tail end of that now. And the moon, I'm just checking that as I'm making this. So I know we're in Gemini and it's 4 o'clock. Gemini at 29 degrees, which is the anaretic degree, very powerful degree. If you've got any 29 degrees in your natal chart, it's a real magical turning point, the anaretic degree, to let go and of old patterns. Really, really powerful. So I'm just going to read you that. This is the aquaorfire.net website, which is channeled work from Inside Degrees. And Gemini at 29, a garden planted solely with shade plants, offer the unique chance to take any given side of self and world to its absolute limit and beyond, scouting out ahead in whatever direction suits your fancy. Saturated with all the props and accompanying attitudes, gestures of your chosen tangent, fabulously alive to your fantasy, your obsession, your specialised style and manifestation, extravagantly lavish in letting yourself go to decadent or breakthrough places. No conscience, no conscience, no ethic, no restriction. Exploring to the hilt one side of things and hoping to wear it out if it is limiting, or to bring it back alive for everybody to get in touch with if it proves to be relevant and enduring. And cosmically right on. So I have a lot of Gemini in my chart, and yeah, it's really key for me whenever we're in Gemini moon. So my Jupiter is in Gemini and my North Node is in Gemini, all about right relationship and mastering relationship in order to go deeper and evolve as a human being. So during this 28 days of Overtone Moon in Scorpio and Sagittarius, it is a key time to do the death and rebirth process, to be the great healer, which is what Sagittarius energy is all about as well. We're traditionally in the houses of the 8th and the 9th, which is integration and gateway point. So it's an amazing time, potentially, no matter how challenging it is, no matter how difficult it is, all this stuff needs to come up and out. And for a long time, people have been suppressing this emotion on the planet with self-medication, sometimes with drink and drugs, with prescription drugs, which don't actually do anything apart from suppress the symptoms. They don't touch what's underneath, what's giving rise to the symptoms. And the world that we live in is often around this quick fix and just suppress it all, just push it all down. But now it is really coming up big time. So do check out Emotional Freedom Technique if you haven't checked it out yet. It's an amazing tool that you can use. It works, and you can learn how to do it yourself. You can use it every day as a way of coping in a healthy way with all the emotions that are coming up for you in your life right now. The more that we come into letting go of denial, the more that we face where we're actually at, the reality check, and the more we can really start to go somewhere else from that place of reality. But every time we have to come there first, over and over and over. We have to get the reality check. We have to own what we've created and understand what was driving that. We all have the answers for ourselves deep down. That's what Red Moon is all about. We all have those seeds within us to create transformation and healing. And I offer you, this is what we came here for at this time. We have all the experience that we need to do this. And when we reach out for guidance and support on every level, we can receive it. So I hope you are having an amazing time and really getting to the heart of the matter of what you're here for and what you want to do with your life as well. And, you know, time to really expand on that now. If you want any information about your codes or EFT, how to work out your patterns, how to work with the current planetary energy, and how to use EFT to bring yourself into a very good centered space, please do get in touch. My website is flowwithjo.com, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.